Welcome into Second Down right here on ESPN Radio. Christian Gokel alongside Cody Queen and Cam Ursery. Glad to have you alongside on this Monday afternoon. A lot to dive into coming up on Second Down and Three and Out today. Big news coming out of the NFL this past weekend. Obviously, a lot of news in the college basketball world as we have Elite Eight basketball coming up tonight. And guys, we're officially 3 days away from Atlanta Braves baseball. We are in game week Thursday. We will have all the coverage for you right here on ESPN Radio as the Braves first pitch of the season coming up, as I said, less than 3 days. But we also had a full week in sports in the local areas this past weekend at the Landings Club. We had a little bit of golf, Cody, with the Corn Ferry Tour coming through, the Club Car Championship up there. Awesome experience with the Back Nine boys yesterday. Also on Saturday, there was a football game in Savannah for the first time in over 500 days. The Savannah State Tigers played a football game. When they,
I can see him smiling.
Go ahead and bring him in, Cody. Yeah. Go ahead and bring him in. I'm saying my man's waiting. Look, first time in over 500 days, the Savannah State Tigers played a football game in Ted Wright Stadium. It was a great experience. A little hot out there. Your boy made a rookie mistake and forgot sunscreen and a long sleeve shirt, so the forearms are a little bit toasty. But it was an awesome experience. Great to see the Tigers back in action. And listen, Middle Georgia State had a rough day. The Savannah State Tigers won the football game 85-0, 31-0 at the end of the first quarter, 71-0 at the end of the first half. It was, I guess you could say, a little one-sided there. But
basketball scores, yeah.
But also inside of that, what I thought was the coolest story of the day, and we've talked to this guy before, joining us on the stream now, Kyle Frazier, defensive lineman for the Savannah State Tigers. Kyle, how you doing today, man?
Doing real good, doing good.
And we appreciate you hopping on. And the reason why I say this is the coolest story of the day, if you haven't listened to the program before or you haven't heard Kyle's story, Kyle was diagnosed with cancer the spring of his senior year in high school, right? You had already committed to be a Savannah State Tiger, and you found out you had cancer. So yesterday, after 2 years of battling cancer, COVID-19, canceling the fall season, or Saturday, excuse me, you got to play in your first home game as a college football player, man. How cool was that?
It was amazing. Really indescribable. I just can't express the feeling. It was limited fans, but I was lucky enough to have my mom there. Just seeing her in the stands, you can see tears coming from my eyes. It's just a myriad amount of emotions. I can't express it.
I wanted to start there, man. I like to think I have the best mom in the world. I know Cam and Cody would say that as well. But for you, I know where you're going to go with that, because every story I've read and every time I've heard you speak, it's not just you battling cancer, right? It was your mom step with you the entire way, from the time you found the lump when you were in the shower to the diagnosis, all the way through treatment, man. Just talk about what that relationship has meant to you and how much it's grown over these past 2 or 3 years.
My mom is the backbone of my support system. The lady I look up to the most. She was always there for me, and I have a little sister as well. She has a rare disease. She has Gaucher's disease. So just seeing my mom staying strong and just never showing emotions in front of me, just being optimistic. It just always just helps me keep a smile on my face. I just know if she could get up and go and not worry about what her little kids have going on. It's just I just love that lady. I can't explain it. I love that lady right there. It's just her drive is just insane.
Absolutely. And coming out of Glen Hills in Augusta, Georgia, again, we said your spring semester of high school, so you had already committed, played your final year of high school football, and then you find out about your diagnosis, and you went through over 2 years of chemotherapy, radiation to get rid of it. But when you finally do get that all clear, no more cancer in your body, there was still some uncertainty, right? Because you didn't know if your offer still stood from Savannah State. But Sean Quinn, the head football coach there, we're very familiar with Coach. He honored that offer, and now you're obviously playing football for Savannah State. But just talk about that moment you found out your offer was still good and you still got to go on to play college football.
So immediately when I found out, the doctor came in, and he told us the diagnosis, and it was just a room full of emotions, head down, teary-eyed. So my mom came in, she talked to my auntie. My auntie walked out, and I didn't hear the conversation, but she told my auntie that's the first thing that came to her mind. It was like, Cal gonna be devastated. And then my auntie was like, no, don't call coach. You never know what's going on. My mom was like, she has to know. She just has to know her baby boy gonna be able to still play ball. Because that's all I was worried about. That's the first question I asked my doctor.
Sure.
I was like, if I'm just gonna be able to continue to play football. So she called coach, and coach was with her 100%. And another thing, just to clear up, it wasn't. I just want to get clear because I know it's a lot of stories out there. It wasn't over 2 years. I battled for 5 months. It was like the fastest they ever seen. I beat it in 5 months. I did radiation and chemotherapy in 5 months.
Wow,
said the fastest they ever seen. So just wanted to clear that up. Yeah.
No, I appreciate it. Like I said, I've read your story.
So I battled it.
Yeah, I've read your story a couple different.
I battled it.
Conversations with you, but so 5 months of battling, and then you get the all clear, and you got to come back because we were there at the spring practice in 2019. Was really when you got to come back with the team. You led the team out onto the field for spring practice, but immediately following that is when everything got shut down around the world due to COVID-19. So you had battled your way back, got to lead the team out onto the field, and then you found out it's just going to be delayed more. So obviously mentally for everyone, that's tough, right? Finding out that you're a college football player, you put in all the work and your season is going to be canceled. But for you in particular, after waiting for so long to get out there and get that chance to play college football, what was it like finding out that, sorry, there's not going to be a season this fall?
Really, it was bittersweet. I just called my mom up, and she was like, it is what it is. This just grind time right now. At least you got room for growth and development, and I just looked at this, just took a positive look at it. I was like, I'm here. I got time now. I could be with the guys. I could talk to the coaches. I could get things down pat. So when I really step on the field, I would be well prepared. So I just took it as a growth lesson.
Sure. What has this past year been like? I know battling through just practice after practice after practice with no reward of getting to play in a game. How much do you feel like you guys have grown as a team just in terms of friendship? A lot of stories I'm sure that you're going to be able to tell one day in that bond around the program.
Grew tremendously as a team. We had a lot of new guys came in trying to get them adjusted to the program, and just grew real around spending, as much as we can with each other. Due to COVID, we can't spend as much time with each other. It's just everybody getting acclimated to the program, acclimated to each other, and yeah, it's just been fun hanging out with those guys, and even getting up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. You're all doing it together, so it really brings that camaraderie together.
How weird was it when you guys were getting ready to hit the road to take on West Alabama in the first game in well over 400 days for you guys? Was it a little bit weird waking up that morning before you guys were going to hit the road thinking like, dang, we actually got to play a game?
Yeah. Yeah, really weird. We still could fathom it too, isn't a walk on the field. We just didn't know what to feel. Like people was like, man, it just don't feel like I'm preparing for a game. Just like we just finna go out there till everybody stepped on the field, like during stretch and things like that. It was like, it's people out here. It's game time. You better put your battle face on. Game time.
Oh, yeah. Well, take me through it this past Saturday, though, man. You guys, you had to wake up in your own beds. You get to kind of sleep in a little bit, go to the team meetings at your own facilities. You get to do the Tiger Walk again, where you walk to your own stadium, and then you get to go into your locker room, put on the home uniforms for Savannah State football, and then you get to walk out and get to run out onto the field. What were those moments like, getting ready to run out on the field in front of a home crowd, quote unquote, right? Very limited, but what was that moment like for you?
It was the same. I had the same teary-eyed emotions from that first spring game. I was able to lead the team out there. I was tearing up doing the Tiger Walk, walking from arena to the locker room. It was just couldn't stop tearing up. I had the same emotions. I was looking at the guys. The guys came to me, they said, appreciate you, pat me on the back, gave me hugs and things like that. And it's just, just prepare for another game.
Now, I got to switch gears here with you a little bit, talk about the game. You guys didn't have to do Middle Georgia State like that. Like 85-0, y'all didn't have to do them like that. Like, you got Shannon Sharp out here tweeting about
it. We was, trying to, because I believe our first game back in the fall is Valdosta State. So right now we're just trying to get a good look and work on techniques and perfecting as much as possible. So it really wasn't meant to try to embarrass or run up the score on nobody. We were just trying to get as much guys in, get some guys experience of how it feels and how things looking without having a scout team across from you or another player across from you, and just getting just that experience.
I was going to say, man, 2019, Savannah State goes 7-3 in their first year in the SEAC. Due to it being their first year, you guys weren't eligible to play in the postseason. But if you were, you guys would have been competing in the conference championship game with a chance to go to the Division II playoffs, right? So you guys had a chance to make some noise. And I think you've only gotten better over this extended downtime. It's going to be 2 years since you played fall football. Y'all have a pretty dang good football team.
Yeah. We have some good talent on the team. I think some of the guys on the team going to the league, like guys like defensive lineman Salik McCray and linebacker Walter Yates. Yeah, there were some good players, ball players.
Well, I mean, Kyle Frazier's a pretty good football player too, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you guys think you're going to be able to make some noise this fall? Like you said, you're starting off with perennial power Valdosta State, an unbelievable football. There's a reason they call it Titletown out there, high school and college level, right? I mean, perennial power, but you guys think you can make some noise this year?
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yes, sir. We have some guys. We had some things due to COVID and guys with school, so we're getting all them guys back plus the new recruits. I think we have a real team and real team going into the fall, real good team going into the fall. So be prepared for that.
Oh yeah, and we're catching up with Kyle Frazier here, Savannah State defensive lineman. It's just won 85-0 this past Saturday. Cam, you got anything for Kyle?
Kyle, for one, just to say proud of you, man, because that's really tough to beat. Come out there and just keep your head on straight, but like I said, like the emotions, Chris is kind of already has already asked you, but like the emotions and everything, like how did it feel like the just go out there and win 85-0? That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, it felt good to celebrate, my first win against another team with the guys. It felt real well. Felt good to get in and get some nice game time experience and things like that, especially at a home game in front of the Savannah fans. Some of the familiar faces we see around the city, things like that. Just undescribable feelings. I can't explain it at all.
I got none at all. I just want to see you boys play. You better be Valdosta State. I want you guys to go undefeated next year. I'm very high up on Savannah State and the way you guys are recruiting. Obviously, Coach Quinn got you. You got some big boys on the D line, like you were saying. Christian was saying that there's a bunch of big boys on that team. So
yeah, y'all are real tall. I don't get it. Like I'm not short, and I feel short standing on y'all sideline.
Yeah, so I'm expecting you boys to put in some work because here at ESPN Savannah, ESPN Coastal, hey, high hopes, high hopes.
I don't know if we lost Kyle there, but if he's still with us,
Cody, appreciate you.
Yeah, Cam famous for that Savannah State internet. But Kyle, we really appreciate the time, man. Look forward to talking to you in the future as you guys get ready for your fall season. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we may have lost Kyle. There he is.
Thank y'all.
Cam,
appreciate y'all.
The famous Savannah State internet gets you every time.
Yeah, their internet's bad. Savannah State, fix it if you're listening, please.
Football
it's horrible.
Team very good. Football team excellent. internet, sometimes it lags out a little bit. It happens. Listen, it happened to us on the Back Nine Boys on Saturday morning. It happens.
It was so good. Like, until like the last 3 minutes.
It happens.
Like,
Cam famous for that, but really awesome catching up with Kyle there. As you said, correction. I've read a couple of stories about it that said he had battled it for over 2.5 years. Maybe I'm just going to take it from the source himself. 5 months. I mean, talk about a turnaround time. That's just getting it done right there. But he mentioned at the beginning, Cody, just the relationship with his mom and just having to lean on her and the support there. I know I lean on mine still to this day. You have a great relationship with yours, Cam. Same way with you. That, I think, is the story in there, is the relationship between Kyle and his mom battling through that. And yeah, you had to hit the pause button for a second, but look where he is now.
Thank God his mom was in the medical field and knew, hey, this needs to get checked out.
Well, that's one of the saving graces for sure.
Yeah, like, holy cow.
But just the reward for her effort, getting to see him, Cam, wear number 55, get out there and play in a college football game on a home stadium, that has to be awesome.
Yeah, that's a good feeling, man. He's stronger than me. He's definitely stronger.
Well, no,
than
like
me.
literally stronger than you, because he weighs like 300 pounds, which is like
literally and mentally, like that's big. That's big, and just proud of him. That's really tough to get through.
I really appreciate Kyle taking the time with us. There's a little bit of internet problems there at the end. We got more to come. We'll come back. As we said, we are just 3 days away from Atlanta Braves baseball coming up here on ESPN Radio. Some big news from Brian Snitker, the manager out of Braves camp, as they go and get ready for their final couple of games. We got more to come right here on Second Down. Welcome back into Second Down right here on ESPN Radio. Christian Gokel alongside Cody Queen and Cam Urshery. We are, of course, presented to you by The Uniform Source. 2 different locations in Savannah. Make it super easy for you to go out there, address all of your uniform needs, scrubs. If you have kids who go to a private school, or just Cody, maybe Cody, you're just shopping for some scrubs. If Halloween party, maybe a little dress up party. Who knows?
Yeah, my kids are slumming in the private school, so.
Okay, so you need the embroider stuff. I'm sorry, it sounds like there's a national emergency happening behind us. Are we in the middle of a?
It's tornado season, and
or it sounds like the testing,
or it could be that.
Either way, big Braves news. I don't know if we're still on the radio. Big Braves news coming out today. Brian Snitker, manager of the Atlanta Braves, said that Mike Soroka will, quote, throw an inning or 2 in the Braves' grapefruit finale against the Red Sox. A lot of folks didn't think Soroka was going to be back until All-Star break time because, if you remember, he popped an Achilles back in October of last year, and usually that's a year-long recovery time.
A full 365 days.
Year-long recovery time, and now we're what? 7 months roughly removed from that, maybe a little bit more, and he's getting ready to go out there and throw some pitches. If you're able to get him back, Cam, and have him ready to go the entire season, I don't necessarily know that you need him to, and I doubt they would do that. Maybe this is just an opportunity for going there to throw it, but if you're able to get him back earlier than expected and add him to that rotation, that is a nasty starting 5 for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, that could help out a lot, but you don't want to rush the process of him coming back to risk maybe further injuring that Achilles. We've seen it with, Kevin Durant, other athletes, stuff like that. You don't want to do that and he'd be out long term. Then you're missing him for possibly next year and maybe half of the year after that. You probably just want to wait to All-Star break. Like you said, Cody, the Achilles is 365, probably a little bit more than that. But he's going to be a big addition regardless.
It's been 5 or 6 months since he's actually he actually injured it.
Yeah, I think it was early October.
I think it's too soon. Why are they?
I mean, I'll leave that to the doctors. I've never been one to say it's too soon, too early to come back. I mean, people do it every time there's an injury, right? Somebody pops an ACL, 9 months later, they're getting ready to play. Oh, it's too soon. It's way too soon.
You said 9 months later. This is like 6 months later.
But once again, they're not basing their decision off of what the manager's saying. They're not basing the decision off of you. They're not basing the decision off the Twitter people who are saying it's too early.
What if he's pulling like a Booby Miles?
Too early,
and he's like going too early.
Late. I don't think an Atlanta Braves pitcher that they've invested tens of millions of dollars in is the same as a high school football player from West Texas.
He's not just some high school football player.
In the 1980s.
Okay?
So I think there might be a little bit more of a degree of medical expertise going on here. Not taking anything away from the Odessa, or what was it? Were they at Midland? In the movie, the Midland doctors, but I think it's probably a little bit different with Mike Soroka and Booby Miles there, Cody. Sorry.
Well, Midland was where he went to the doctor, but he played in Odessa. Because obviously the doctor was telling him to not play because he was from Midland. Obviously, we all know this.
I mean, do we know this, or do we find out that no, that doctor was actually right? He probably shouldn't have gone out there and played on it again.
Yeah, he's from Midland. You can't.
Yeah, okay.
Can't
trust the folks from Midland there, apparently. But no, I point being, I don't think Mike Soroka would be back out there unless he got clearance from a doctor or probably a few doctors and medical personnel with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I get out
to go out there and throw. And I don't think this is like, hey, let's give him 1 or 2 innings and see if he's ready to get back in the starting rotation. Number one, you don't need him to, because the way the schedule is breaking out the first week of the season with the breaks and the off days, you don't need a 5-man rotation right now. And if you did, Bryce Wilson's earned that 5th starter spot. So right now you don't need Mike Soroka. And if you get him back, great. I agree. Don't rush it. But if he's healthy, why wait is, I guess, my point. And probably what I would guess is we won't see him at the major league level first.
Yeah.
They'll let him get a few innings in, probably a couple, 2-3 weeks down at AA, AAA, then get him ready to go. I don't know how that's going to work with COVID, because obviously we haven't seen this in over a year. We haven't seen since 2019 where you've been able to actually send a guy down to the minors and have him play. There wasn't a minor league season last year. You just had the roving pool of players, and then you had a training camp site, right? So that's an interesting conversation. I'll have to ask Kevin about that one. But I doubt just because he's going to throw an inning or two, we're going to see Mike Soroka anywhere near opening day. So I think exciting news, but sure, cautiously optimistic news for the Braves. Also, in terms of the roster, Pablo Sandoval, Kung Fu Panda, he makes it on the Braves roster.
Love it.
Batted .429 in his plate appearances, 4 RBIs for him. Also, Nate Jones going to get a bullpen shot there.
Okay.
35-year-old. He will be a member of the bullpen after throwing 7 1/3 innings, allowing 1 run and 3 hits for the Atlanta Braves as well. Adrizina makes the roster as well. He batted .412, 2 home runs, and led the team actually in spring training with 12 RBI. So he's going to earn one of those bench spots for the Atlanta Braves, which becomes even more crucial in 2021 with the loss, I guess, of the DH or the return of the pitcher having to bat. Those roster moves, especially with the bench move, become a lot more important, Cody, because now you start swapping pitchers out in the 5th inning. You're going to need a lot of bench guys ready to go up there, pinch hit, a lot of double switches coming for the Atlanta Braves, which we just did not see at all in 2020. So a lot of breaking news around the Atlanta Braves. Really excited though, man. I'm just, again, coming up Thursday, Braves baseball, man. I'm
It's the Phillies too.
I know, but I'm just excited because I get to
fun.
watch Braves baseball on TV or listen to them on the radio. If you're stuck at work, can't watch them on TV. Hey, stay tuned right here. Listen to the Atlanta Braves.
I'll be doing a lot of traveling, so a lot of radio. I'm going to be listening to the Braves. I want to ask you, first 3 series, you have the Phillies and then the Nationals and then the Phillies again. First 9 games right there. How do you think they're going to pan out the first 9 games of the season? Because they're all within, right there. They all know each other. They all play each other a lot, so it's right there.
Bunch of division games coming straight up for the Braves.
I mean, 3 series in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me if the Braves came out and went 6-3. I wouldn't be surprised if the Braves got out of it 3-6. It's just
okay.
It's the nature of this division. I don't necessarily think anybody in this division is going to win 100 games. I think you set the mark for the division winner probably 97, 98 games because it's just a good division. You got a bunch of amazing pitchers. We talked about it last week, Cam. You got 5 of the top 10 players, according to ESPN, in Major League Baseball in the same division.
Yep.
Luckily, 2 of them are on your Atlanta Braves and batting in the first 3 in that order. But that being said, it's still a really good division. I still think the Marlins, I mean, they're not going to be great, but are they going to be good enough to be a headache? Sure. And they usually are for the Atlanta Braves. So,
I wasn't involving them because they're playing them right afterwards.
Those first 3 series, I would say
4 series because Marlins are
but I mean, this first 3, I think you're happy if you get out with 2 out of 3 of the series wins.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Bobby Cox famously said it. You're going to win a third of your games. You're going to lose a third of your games. Is what you do with the third in the middle that makes you a champion or leaves you out of the playoff run. But I think the Braves should be the predominant favorite to win this division for a 4th straight year. But that's not going to be decided in the first 9 games, Cam. I mean, coming out of spring training, you don't know how seriously guys have taken it down there, whether some of the pitchers are working on something, whether Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna, some of these guys with lower batting averages, maybe just working on putting it in the opposite field, working on pull power, right? You don't know what they're working on at spring training. So it's just a crapshoot that first week or so before you can allow these teams, because we saw 60 games last year, right? When you play 162 games, you're going to have 8-9 game losing streaks, and you're just going to go, it is what it is. That's what we got to get reacclimated to versus it's a 60 game sprint. I think some people, it's going to take some adjusting to get your mind back to 162.
I agree, but I think the Braves are going to come out gun blazing because of what happened in the playoffs last year. I just feel that. I think those guys are motivated to prove something. I think they have something to prove. They're motivated. I don't know how home field would be when playoff time comes around, but I'm sure they want to have a better record than the Dodgers this year.
So
they could get that home field game.
Good luck. It's
good luck.
Dodgers.
It's good luck, but I really think they're motivated because they was this close to just beating them that year. This close.
I'll say this. The Dodgers are set up much better than any other team in baseball.
Yeah, it's the best one.
Or having the best record in baseball because they're so deep with their pitchers. They have guys that would be 1 or 2 on most teams' starting rotations that can't even break their starting rotation, right? They're that good. I mean, the Braves saw the full depth of that bullpen in the NLCS. they also just have an absurd amount of amazing players that don't even start for them on their bench. So I think they're fully set up for a long run. I'd probably put them at like 110 is where I'd set the over under for them in terms of wins. They're going to be
Really?
they're going to be that good.
Okay.
Right. So I don't know if the Braves are going to keep up with them in terms of the race for number one in the NL, but once you get into the playoffs, all of a sudden it becomes a seven-game season, right? Like that's all you got to worry about probably when you're going to be facing the Dodgers if the Braves get there, right? Just a 7-game season. Can our guys go blow for blow? And you saw this past year, the Braves were 1 or 2 pitches away from making it to the World Series. That's how close they were with the Dodgers. I don't think they're that far off. That being said, I don't think they have quite the depth of the Dodgers to be able to keep up with them coming up in the regular season. But that doesn't matter.
Right?
That doesn't matter.
It's because Kevin didn't come up here and watch the game.
I mean, that's obviously why the Braves didn't win the NLCS is because Kevin cursed us and broke the luck streak by going home and watching the games instead of coming up here and watching the games at the station. But look, listen, we talked to Kevin with that. He has to live with that for the rest of his life. I hope he wakes up with cold sweats, nightmares about what he did to the Atlanta Braves in 2020. But this is 2021 now, Cody. We've moved on. We're excited. We're 3 days away. First pitch coming up for the Atlanta Braves. We'll have them right here for you on your home of the Atlanta Braves in coastal Georgia. I mean, literally Hilton Head, Savannah, Brunswick, St. Simons, Waycross. We got you covered for Atlanta Braves baseball all season long. We got more to come right here on Second Down. If you missed any portion of the show, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or ESPNCoastal.com. All right, so if you keep up with the show, you know Cody recently single, right? And so I come in here today, Cam, and Cody's rocking the skinny jeans. He's got on the Nike shirt.
You know, I don't like being called single. I like being called a divorcee because, you know, screw it.
Well, I'll call you whatever you want, man.
Okay.
You let me know what you want to be called, and I will refer to you by your proper pronouns. But
I like the give me some pity. I mean, divorcee.
Single dad.
Okay, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's like if you want like the most pity, there you go. Single dad. But he comes in here today, Cam, with number one, he's making a mistake because he's rocking the Adidas socks with the Nike shirt, Nike hat, and skinny jeans. But he does have a hold him up, Cody. He does have a pretty fresh pair of Air Maxes, right? I mean, can you identify those just over the computer screen? Like what are
Air Max 90s? Yeah, he showed me the heat. I see it. Okay. I like them.
Thanks.
I like them.
I mean, that's a nice looking pair of shoes.
They ride real smooth on my electric skateboard.
I was about to say, so what is your skateboard called?
I seen that.
Boosted board, yeah.
Okay, so he has something called a boosted board, right? And so I pull up to the office this morning, or studio, whatever you want to call it. I pull up, and Cody walks out the back door with this skateboard, boosted board, in his hands, the trucker hat on, skinny jeans, puts his shades on, puts his board down, and looks at me and goes, I'm going to go cruise.
Later,
and then it
losers.
and like peels out. And I was like, that's either the coolest or lamest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's the coolest.
And I'm still trying to decide which one it was because it's a 30-year-old man just squealing off.
I'm like, see you later, losers, and put my glasses up and just left. It goes 20 miles an hour.
I mean, but you hit me with I'm gonna go cruise like you live in Laguna Beach.
Yeah, but it was around the mall in Brunswick, Georgia.
And over near the Walmart.
I did go near the Walmart. They got a good parking lot to ride around in.
Also, Cam, Cody deciding again, like he lives in Laguna Beach, he's going to start riding the skateboard to and fro work. And so, sure, the thing goes fast. Number one, you said it goes 20 miles an hour.
Yes.
I didn't see a helmet. I didn't see elbow or knee pads.
Yeah, I don't need all that.
Okay, so when you eat it on a pebble and you go tumbling down at 20 miles an hour, I don't want to hear about it when you get a road rash. But number two,
if the Taliban can't get me, the road ain't getting me.
But number two, well, I mean, the Taliban isn't going to leave road rash. The road does. And so, like, I'm not worried about you dying. I'm more worried about the road rash. But Cam, that's just horrifying to me because from Cody's house to the studio, he has to go over 95, like over a major interstate. He has to go through multiple pretty big intersections. And to get from the side of the road that his house is on over to where the studio is, you have to go across 4 lanes of traffic.
I'll take turn lane.
And so, like on a motorized skateboard, I mean, to me, it's horrifying.
It's lit to me. I mean, you know, I think it's lit. Me and Cody have the same sign, so we're gonna have to with the same zodiac sign. We're gonna have the same mindset. It's lit to me.
I don't know what that means.
I just want to confirm you have a vehicle.
I have a vehicle, very nice vehicle.
It functions.
It's about to.
It functions.
Oh, we're just talking. That's a whole entire different
but so
ordeal.
you don't need. So you don't need to do this. You just choose to.
Yes, I just choose to.
Okay, that's fair.
It's lit to me, man.
But I just wanted you to experience what I did, Cam. Is Cody just looking at me as I was pulling up in my car and saying, "Oh, hold on, I got my glasses right here. Hold up, put the glasses on. I'm going cruising."
Yeah, I'm out of
here. Cool, Dad.
No,
okay, so it's cool. That's fine.
I literally just like went around the building and came back.
Like I said, I've said this.
I just wanted to make a scene. Yeah,
I've said this multiple times on the show. I know that I'm not always right, and so I will ask, "Am I wrong about this?" So you're saying I'm wrong. Cody's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Who's cooler, me or Christian? I'm gonna make you decide.
Well, I'm not answering that today.
One has
Christian looks cooler right now.
The other one
Christian looks cooler right now.
Tattoos or electric skateboard. I'm the same.
One guy's name's on the show.
That doesn't make you cool. that makes you a boss.
No, that just makes Cam's decision tougher to actually say. So that's cool, Cam. You can say Cody. It's
good call. Yeah, maybe I was gonna set you up for failure there.
Hey, Christian looks cooler though right now because he got the shade.
Oh no, you're only saying that now because he was like, "Whose name's on the show?" and blah blah blah.
No, he has the shades on right
skateboard. Now. He doesn't have any tattoos.
Listen. If you guys are real good, we'll change the logo from Second Down with Christian Gokel to Second Down with Christian Gokel and Cody Queen and Cam Ursery.
I don't want my name on anything.
Government.
Oh no, government knows about me already. I'm on a list. I already know it, dude. I already know it.
They know a lot about it. But no, I was telling Kyle, I made a rookie mistake when I went out
Tell
to
him who
Savannah
Kyle
State.
is.
Kyle Frazier, the one we talked to at the beginning of the show.
Oh, Kyle
Yeah.
Frazier. I thought
Yeah.
you meant your gym coach that
No,
you're infatuated
no,
with.
he just murders me. It's the
I'm
most-
infatuated with
Yeah,
him
he's
too.
the most
It's
in
all right.
shape person I've ever seen in my life. No, I was talking to Kyle Frazier, the 300-pound football player that we had on earlier in the show, and I made the mistake of went to the Corn Ferry Tour at the Club Car Championship early in the morning with my child.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. Early in the morning. Fine. That was good. Fine. Yeah, there we go. Early in the morning. It was beautiful outside. Had an amazing omelet there, by the way, at the Landings Club. But
Nice.
just had a good morning, walked around, saw some really good golf, and then I headed over to Savannah State. And as I walked out onto the field at Ted Wright Stadium at 1:30 in the afternoon, I realized I had made a large mistake because I was wearing a short sleeve shirt and it was about 90 degrees with not a cloud in the sky. And I could feel my body just.
I can see. Yeah, you're burnt.
The forearms are a little.
The sun got you and Tom Brady this year.
Yeah, the forearms are a little toasty, and it was a rookie mistake, but I hadn't covered a football game on site in a while, right?
Yeah.
Especially like that hot outside, because we do high school football games, but by the time you do a high school football game, 7:00 at night, right?
Yeah.
Sun's kind of gone down. I hadn't covered a day college football game in well over a year.
I went to the brewery and I invited you, and all the text I got was like, I've been up since 4:30 and the sun kicked my butt.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to bed.
Well, I just had
and then I ran into your mom, and your mom was like, not only did the COVID shot kind of like put you down, but then you had to go work early to go in the sun. I was like, dude, this dude is drug out this weekend.
Yeah, I had to
man.
drop my dog off with moms to be like,
Oh yeah,
listen,
that's when you know.
you gotta take care of Sasha for a while because your boy needs some sleep. But it kicked my butt this weekend. But it was fun going and actually being a part of a college football game in Savannah. But like I said,
Beautiful.
I walked out there and I was like, this is gonna suck. And so I walked under the bleachers in the shade for a minute and I said, all right, let's just wait until around kickoff and then we'll walk out there and just try to find whatever shade there is. There's no shade.
You got to get one of them surfer sombrero hats.
No, I needed an
whatever you
umbrella
call
is what I needed.
Oh yeah, what this is like the Western, like is
Yeah,
that-
no. If you look in the stands, there's so many folks with umbrellas, just shade. You just get shade
that's
from
a
it.
smart idea.
It was
I never
amazing.
thought of that. I also
It was
heard because the bugs out here, they have those
No gnats.
not only that, they have.
I don't care what you say after I say
go
no. I don't care what you say after I say no gnats. Nothing matters because
Frederica, they got those
it's-
like bees that like dive bomb on the dark colors. So if you use an umbrella, they just dive bomb the umbrella and they don't dive bomb you. So I heard.
I've heard nothing about.
many good uses for umbrellas.
I
in
have
the
heard
South.
nothing about dive bombing bees, but
Mhm.
all I'll tell you is if you want to keep the bugs off you in South Georgia, nothing works but no gnats.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Like,
No,
no.
I see.
What's the oil stuff that you told me to
That's
use
no
all the
gnats.
time? Oh, is that what that's
I
for?
see
Okay.
people like spraying like regular old bug spray that you get at the grocery store on, and I'm like, good luck.
People just lather themselves up with baby oil.
Yeah,
so they don't
that's
get
just
them.
gonna make you taste weird to the bugs because
Yeah,
they're
it's
still
just-
coming.
Are
Like
they gonna drown in the baby oil?
no, but see that's the thing about no gnats is it's like Skin So Soft from Avion,
Mhm.
which is kind of like a real oil based. And it's
Oh,
mixed,
that's the stuff I stole from
and-
you one time.
yeah, and it's
oh yeah,
mixed- it's
he gave
mi-
it to me and I never gave it back.
and it's
I was like,
mixed
nope.
with bug spray, and it's gonna make you oily, but it will keep the gnats off of you. Which
Oh,
if
it was
you-
money.
if you live in South Georgia, Cam, like that's different because North Georgia, we got mosquitoes. There's nothing like the gnats in North Georgia. Is it? I don't know that it's as bad in Savannah as it is once you get down
No.
past Darien.
You got to think because where we live in Brunswick, we were just talking about this earlier. It is literally the most western part of the East Coast. So we're like in this marsh and this nasty, almost like a bay. So I feel like it's like the perfect breeding ground. From what I looked up for like gnats, like this swamp is like perfect.
Cam, what are your experience like with gnats?
Really bad. That's in the
Yeah.
state, bad. Really, really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when I first got there. It
But
was
see,
bad.
Savannah State, like Ted Wright Stadium, is a turf field, so I don't think the gnats are quite as bad. There were some of our local wasps that were out there. That wasn't a good time having to fight those off. I kind of like ran behind the mascot and like let the wasp get lost in the tiger right there. But
We're an anti-wasp show and pro bees. Yes.
oh, very pro bees.
Yes,
but
pro
the
bees.
wasp can go straight to hell where they're from. But yeah, not a huge fan of the gnats. And like I said, I always thought the coaches were crazy when I first moved down here. It could be 100 degrees outside. I mean, Sean Quinn, same way on Saturday, long sleeves, long pants. And I was
He's
just-
Irish. He
I'm
always
like-
says that.
I'm
yeah.
like, it's 100 degrees outside, and they're like, we don't care. We ain't getting eaten alive by a bunch of gnats. And so There you go. But like I said, rookie mistake on Saturday. Forearms, you could probably toast some buns on these bad boys.
I can look at them, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of glowing. The beacons are lit right now, and the beacons are my forearms. We got more to come. Final segment of Second Down coming up next. Hot tip: don't have Drake playing in the background of any of your YouTube videos, or they will immediately get deleted. I had a family member; they had a cookout, and somebody was playing Drake on the Bluetooth speaker, and YouTube like notified them when they put the video up. Can't do it.
Can't upload it. I know I make YouTube videos. You do that, you can't monetize.
No, you can't upload it with Drake. You could have Lil Wayne, DaBaby, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Leonard Skinner, and then play Drake, and Drake will be the reason why your thing gets taken down. Like that.
Come on, Drizzy.
I know. Drake said, "No, you ain't putting my videos on my music on YouTube." I got a big show coming up today on 3 and Out. We'll catch up with Savannah State offensive coordinator Russell DeMasi. We're going to ask him why he chose violence when the Savannah State Tigers defeated Middle Georgia State 85 to nothing. Just rude out of them. Then we're going to catch up with John Shipley from the Jaguar Report. I don't know if you heard this, Cody. Urban Meyer on Trevor Lawrence. That's certainly the direction we're headed. So that becoming pretty clear what's happening with the number 1 pick. Also catch up with Jake Roos from UGAsports.com. Some big recruiting news for the Dogs the past few days. If you miss any portion of the show, check it out on Spotify. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow.